What's happening, you scruff? Today we are going to answer the internet's most asked question. What actually happens at a Diddy party? No, we're going to answer the second most asked question. Can you trust Facebook Marketplace? Well, today we're going to find out because I've just spent my birthday Christmas money on a new car. Okay, so here we've got a 2006 Mini 1.7, 60,000 miles, 2 previous owners, and full MOT for the next year. Now the good thing about this is when I come to buy it, it was literally just around the corner, which is a good point about Facebook Marketplace. It don't really matter where you are, there'll be a car around the corner for you. Okay, so that leads me into a downfall of Facebook. Because you can buy a car from anywhere and anyone, you also get stitched up sometimes. Now this isn't a big deal, but if you get stitched up bad, you get stitched up bad. For example, this car, it's got imperfections in the paint. Now, it's not a big deal to me, I don't care, I don't mind, I can just patch him up. But for someone who wants that quality finish, you're not getting that from Facebook Marketplace. But as a plus side, I paid £1,000 for this, and I think it's probably worth about 1,500 to 1,800. So you're not paying the extra premium of a mechanics or a garage. On to a next advantage for Facebook Marketplace. You get the variety of a pick and mix. Like there's no knowing what you're going to buy, because if you go on vehicles listed newest first, or you type in your Audi A3, whatever you wanted, it can come up with the Sportback version, the S3 version, the Black Edition version. It comes up with any version, any edition, because people have just listed it as an Audi A3. Now this one, what I've picked up today, this one that I've picked up today is 1.7. Now, I didn't know that when I was going buying it, but when I got there, that's what it ended up being. Now, I don't think there's too many differences. It's only a little bit of stickering on the side, or a little bit of interior trim, so it's nothing crazy. But it's nice to have the limited edition one over just the normal Mini one. Buying cars in general is a sketchy game, I think, because if you're going to go and buy one from a garage, you don't know the history, you don't know who's driven it, even though it's come from a legit source, and you hope and wish that they are a good company and a good business, they've got good morals, that they wouldn't fuck you over. The amount of stories I've heard of people getting fucked over by garages, selling them a tin of shit, the week later it breaks down, or straight away there's an engine management light on. A garage looks at it as a quick flip for money. You don't want a garage like that. You want a garage that takes care of each car that they sell, and they take pride in customer service. Which leads me to a bit of a negative and a positive. So for Facebook, you're buying a car off someone who has driven it, someone that didn't want it to break down, someone that's paid to get it fixed. Now, that is good, and it's also bad, as because they're not professional, they don't know if something's gone wrong, or they're driving with no oil, or they're driving with no coolant. You don't know that, and you don't know if they've just topped it up before they've given it you. Now, that is a negative, but also as a positive, they've kept the car clean, they've kept the car nice, depending on who you're buying off. Don't buy a car off a scruff who smokes. Don't buy a car off someone that's got dogs, who takes the dogs walking in the car and it'll stink a dog and there'll be pubes everywhere. And number 3, do not buy it off a relative or a friend, as they may have had sex in the backseat and you're going to be sat in there. So yeah, a positive is that someone that drive and took care of the car, they're going to have it serviced, they're going to have it all nice and ready to drive because they didn't want it to break. A mechanic, on the other hand, might have just got it fixed just to flip it for money. So they might not have put all the love and care into that car that you hope that they did. You've got to be careful when buying a car off Facebook Marketplace in case you've got dodgy MOTs. So then that means when you come round to get an MOT, you take it for a test drive, or you're driving it in general, you're not actually driving a safe car. You're driving something that's skipped a test, which isn't good. And mechanics and garages can do it as well, but they're less likely to than your average fucking your Joe that lives on block who buys and sells cars. Which brings me to another negative: scammers. You get scammers on Facebook all the time. They list a brand new Volkswagen Touareg for £4,000, 2022, and then you click on it, you think, oh fucking hell, like, it's alright that, and then they say it's one owner, it's this, it's that, it's whatever. You click on the profile and they're selling 37 cars. Never buy that car. That is a scam. You're not going to get your money back. That deposit you give them, you're not getting back, love. I'm sorry. Like, you're just not. It looks like this car that I actually did buy off Facebook Marketplace isn't actually the worst. Yeah, so this car actually is alright, I think. There's a few little blemishes or whatever you fucking call them. Like, one there, there's a few on the bonnet, one there. But you don't mind, as it is an 18-year-old car. Luckily, the person I bought it off did take care of it, like real good care of it. It had brand new brakes on when I got it. It was just generally maintained to a good standard. Because like I said before, they wanted to drive the car, they didn't want to just sell it on and just cheap out. They wanted to look after the car so that it looked after them. So when you're going to buy a car, make sure it's been looked after. Like, vet the owner, like go on the Facebook, make sure they're not sharing like fucking beheading videos and stuff like that. And also make sure you're not buying it off someone who fucking loves Facebook, because they're going to keep tagging you and they're going to keep tagging you saying, oh, how's my car doing, how's my car doing, fuck off, sir. Right, I'm not getting into that. So overall, I think I've done well here. I spent £1,000 on a 60,000 mile car, which was somewhat maintained to service history. I took it driving and the drives have been well in it. Nothing has jumped out at me as something's broken, so that's good. And I am no mechanic, as you're going to watch in next week's video where I'm restoring a 25-year-old barn find. So if you want to watch that, don't forget to follow and subscribe, or do whatever, like it, comment saying you're a scruff, I'm here for the Mini. I do think I have done well with this car. Overall, I do think if you're an older person, you don't want the hassle, go to mechanics. But if you just want a quick little run around, or you want to try a new car out, I would try Facebook. But also, you do your little checks, go on the profile, check that stuff out, and make sure you're just not buying off a knobhead. Because you buy off a knobhead and you got a knobhead's car, and you think he's going to treat his car better than he treats his missus. Well, he might do actually, but he probably won't. So don't buy cars off knobheads. So if you're a scruff and you don't mind, just want to try new cars, do what I do, just buy off Facebook Marketplace. But if you want to take your time, you want to find your perfect car, and you want somewhat of a guarantee and a warranty, I would go to the mechanics, because at the end of the day, they know what they're doing. I don't, I'm just a fucking scruff. Bye.